Lucy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this month I want to speak about something that's not different, so you guys are aware of it. It's something happening in your lives, happening in my life. And also I want to apologize first for being so I've been gone for like 3 weeks if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sorry about that. So this month I want to change my routine for my YouTube channel. So today I'll be speaking about, not today, this month I'll be speaking about lifestyle, and today we'll be covering few topic under lifestyle. And so just to give you the tips and idea what I will be talking about for the next coming Fridays. So my podcasts are out every Friday, if you did notice, and I'll try this month to make sure that every Friday you have something coming from me. Lifestyle, I think it's the ideal of how a person lives. We need to give ourselves certain principles of how to live, like in every second, like starting from how you think of something and to how you do it. So the topics I'll cover this month is money saving tips, bad habits to break, how to stop wasting your time, difficult changes you've made in your life, morning routines, self-care ideas, tips for mental health, how to be happy, and create personal goals and deadlines. That's what I'll be doing. I just told you that. And take things slower and put away all distraction. And today I want to start about how to be happy. How to be happy. I think it's something that demands your mood, demands your emotions, and it demands your healthy. I think also your mental healthy. How I make myself happy every time I wake up in the morning, or every time to get sleep at night. I've done this. I think from this year started, I had to breathe in, like a deep breathe in and a deep breath out, and especially in the occasions where I see myself that I'm not okay, and today I have to fight to conquer this day, because days are not the same. As May started, I wanted to make sure that it's going to be a mind of joy and celebration, but now some things hits, and there's work, there's home, there's plans for this, plans for that. Oh my gosh, that is not happening. How come? This is my month. I want all this to happen. All the pressure and the anxieties of days. Not days are the same, I just said. And and also how to make yourself happy. You need to smile. When you look yourself in the mirror and you smile, there's a change of emotions inside you. Because when you're happy, what do? You tend to smile when you're happy. So smile even when you're not happy. That's how you make yourself happy. Just giving yourself a smile. And I have a sister, so she said to me, every time she cries, she will go in the mirror and look herself, and she will probably laugh afterwards, like few seconds as she stop and looking herself in the mirror. She will laugh because she's seeing this horrible, ugly person who's crying. And then I tend to start doing that when I'm not okay. I will look at myself and I'll say, like, what is wrong with you? What puts you there in that situation? Why are you sad? And then I will roll back into, okay, I don't deserve 1, 2, and 3. It's giving me distraction. It's laying me down. It's not making me happy. And I will get myself. So in the mornings and also at night, I've tried to do this thing. It's the routine I've taken. I've listened to a song, or I have to read a book, or I have to read a verse. But sometimes I know there's a point where everything gets loud, like so loud, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm not having it this week. I want nothing to do. And also I found a friend. I have friends, but there's this person I speak to Like I could speak even that I've dropped like my money today on the floor. It's so silly. But I think to have a person like that in your life to speak everything out. Like yesterday, I know I was not having it. I was not having it, but I had to put myself, because I had to finish work, I had to go back home and do something and do some studies. I have to send some certain emails. But now I had to put myself together and make things happen. And then after I spoke to this person, trust me, the time would drop the call. I started sending the smiling and happy emojis to people. So also try to avoid your phone when you're not in the places of, because it could cause some of your relationship. And also what I do is to get a motive, a quote for the day, a song for the day. I'm reading Proverbs recently, and I'm getting verses that I think Proverbs also speak about like lifestyle in general and your emotions, how to control all that. So if you read Proverbs, it's made 31 days, do it. It's fun. It's helping me. Since day one, I've been reading Proverbs, and I'm just making sure this is a month for me of giving myself wisdom, of giving myself a good mental state, of giving myself a good happiness. As I just talk about happiness, trust me, guys, to take a deeply breathe in and out. It's acknowledge the unhappy moments inside you. Trust me, it works for me. It might work for you. Try it. When you feel like everything is like falling apart, just stop. Breathe in and breathe out. It gives you a good relaxation. My second point will be mental health, how to deal with mental health, how to keep yourself in a stable environment all the time. It's not easy, but it's so compulsory, because if you don't, you could lose a lot for the day, and it's not good for our body. It's not good for our emotions, because once you start a day in a way that is so negative, I don't think you can make it throughout. So as I spoke about happiness, you breathe in, you breathe out, you relax, you speak to yourself, you tell yourself how amazing you are. You give yourself also a schedule for the day, okay? It's okay to tell yourself that you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're a strong woman. But if you're not, tell yourself, okay, you are tired, you're about to lose yourself now, but don't. Because there's a more ahead of us, and we need to prepare our mind, we need to prepare our healthy, we need to prepare ourselves to be contained, and also to work through of what we have. Stop focusing on what we don't have. And so we have some mental illness that I will address. I choose 4. I think there's like a lot people deal with, but I choose 4, which is they have affected me in some parts of my life. So anxiety, I think anxiety is something we deal with. It's like now and then in our life. But I feel like I deal with anxiety like every month, because there's some days where I wake up and I could feel this day was for me to stay in bed. But who's gonna do my job if I stay in bed? Who's gonna okay, if I lean back, who's gonna wake up and go to work for me? I remember this one time I even asked my sister, I wish we had this body magical thing where we can swipe and you can like have my reflection and then have everything, and then I'll just sleep at home. And so anxiety is like a difficult to get through your day. It's like I think anxiety leads to depression, so it's like one and the same thing. Because if you would go under, you find different topics about it, which is your spirits become so low, you become so unhappy. There's a sadness. The emotions are so mixed. You do not want to do anything. You want to cry. Everything just fall apart. And yeah, That's how I will experience anxiety and depression by myself. And you get that fear of wanting to give up. Guys, and please do not. I've struggled with that in many cases of my life, where I could see something or start something and also want to give up. That is not okay. That is the evil spirits want to destroy your life because you're doing great and you're so amazing. And also, I'm gonna go to the okay. I've put anxiety and depression together, and yeah, depression is like also being so sad. You just suddenly, okay, no, depression could cause from maybe a particular um maybe it's a job, or maybe it's at home. Depression comes from there. There's something that that has make you so angry and you haven't processed your emotional directly or in a good order, but now it becomes so heavy in you, and you do not know how to address this, to who and how. I think to have difficult days, it's okay to find someone. I suggest therapists. I suggest mentor. People have mentors, have therapists. I have a friend. I just found this new friend and she's amazing. And every now and then, I know she's a busy person, but we took a time. She's far from countries though. We took time. We make a time for each other. We tell ourselves our problems and we give ourselves solutions. We call even in the happy moments. We share a lot, and it's amazing because it has helped me. I remember your cousin from last week. I've been dealing, I think it's been like a depression or anxiety. I've been really feeling like I'm falling apart and like I couldn't handle anything. I think if you see me from a couple of weeks, I hardly smile. It's just a thing, okay? It's a thing. But it's not okay because it's affecting my environment. It's affecting my health because I couldn't even sleep. I was busy sleeping at 1. I could even try and get something to make me sleep. So some of the movies make me sleep, but I try watching a movie. I couldn't sleep. I tried to listen to some song. I couldn't sleep. I was like, okay, this needs to be addressed and it needs to be dealt with like immediate effect. So I made a call. We sat down, we spoke, she gave some courage. I was busy also fighting. I think also when you deal with some things like that, go to someone, not someone who be like, oh no, you have it together. No, just go to someone. Don't come to me, come to me. I'm joking. Go to someone who will just listen to you, because I think also in some part of life we just want someone to listen, not to tell us what to do. And in some sessions in life we need to go to such environments where you can go tell someone how you feel, and also someone who's going to help you how to deal with that. A friend of mine gave me like a simple advice, which is something that I do, but this time it just became so hard. She just said, prayed, and I prayed. Everything was better, but I've been praying, so I couldn't know what I was doing wrong, and she gave like some certain idea. I need to go back to gym as well. So I've been not exercising for like a couple of months now because I think it's winter. Winter's so hard to wake up in the morning, but I tried to do what is compulsory, not to do what I think it's best. Is do what is compulsory, because to wake up, do some exercise for me, it helps myself. And also, my third point is dissociation and dissociative disorder. It's a mental process of disconnection from one thoughts, feelings, memories, or sense of identity. I think this one also deals with your mind, where you forget who you are, you forget your value, and it makes you feel weak. It's just the thought that come that just can kill your whole vibe. Something that could tell you that you are unworthy. Like, I don't know if I'm that kind of woman or a person where like suddenly you're doing something and some thought could just hit in your mind and you feel like dropping everything out of nowhere. Yo, guys, and I remember, I think it was last year, I dealt with this like for so long. I wanted even to quit my job, and I had no idea what was that about. I had those days where I had to push myself to wake up, push myself to even go to church. Imagine how horrible this is. Like, even going to work, it's a big deal because month end, you need something to put on the table for you. You need to dress, you need to do your hair and all that. And to have these and then the last is obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsession compulsive disorder. It's fear of contamination and doubting and having difficulty tolerating uncertainty and unwanted thoughts. Includes aggressive or sexual or religious subjects. I think here it's where I don't know how to explain this one, but I'm gonna take especially the last point of it. The unwanted thoughts include aggressive, sexual, and religious subjects. The unwanted thoughts, I think it's similar to the one I just come from. Having that obsession of I want this, but you keep not getting it, and you're starting to create something out of your mind that could make you feel better or like satisfy your soul, which is so unhealthy because it affects you in anyhow. So here it's where you deal with your reality in your head, but in your real life nothing's happening. I don't know if I make that possible, but you're making some fantasy, and it's a daydreaming for some people. That is not healthy, and it can kill you, because imagine you're going to bed or waking up in the morning, you have this whole life in your head, but when you look to yourself, you don't have it, and then you're getting tired that you have this, but you don't have it in real life, and that could cause the spirit also of demanding. Think you could have it, but also in the wrong ways. Yeah. And my last point is a self-care. Self-care is a practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. And the awareness I want to bring on this one is to how to take care of yourself, and how also to know that you're not taking care of yourself. I have a few points. It's the mental illness. Make sure you're taking care of your mental health, because it's start there for you to wake up happy with a good mentality. And I'm not saying this is going to happen like every day, guys. And I also go through some stuff where I really don't want to wake up. I really don't want to do 1, 2, and 3. But my point here is we need to work with our emotions, with motivation speech. I think now and then, as I said, every now and then I change my morning songs to get a different motive for the next day. I mean, for the day. As in the Bible, there's Matthew 6. I'm just gonna give you a summary of the chapter. Matthew 6 from 25 to 34. God is saying, worry less about tomorrow. Instead, focus on what's happening today in your life. That's why it's so important in life in general. You set up a schedule, and you worry about what is in front of you, not about what is tomorrow, because you don't know. You might not wake up. I'm just saying, we don't know the tomorrow. So it's so important to focus on what we have today in our plate. So now I'm going to give you the tips and the ideas of how to work with your mental illness, mental issues. So for self-care, how to be happy, the tip of how to be happy: breathe deeply. That's it. You breathe deeply, breathe in, and breathe out. That also helps you to relax. It helps you to refresh your spirits. And then acknowledge the unhappy moments. It's so important to acknowledge. We can't run away from bad moments. You can't. They're here in life. We live in this planet. You could face anything anytime. So it's okay to face it, acknowledge it, and also take care of yourself while you busy. Don't babysit it, acknowledge it so it could get away from you, and you know when you face this how to react next time. Smile. We tend to smile when we are happy. Do it also in sadness. It gives you trust me, I could smile knowing that I shouldn't have be smiling, yeah. And tips for mental health. I think for mental health and for self-care, they kind of like work the same, but they don't. But they have similar ideas that I think you need to put both in your plate for mental health and your self-care. Make a sleep a priority. People do not get enough sleep. And make sure when you go to sleep, try not to think of anything because that also affects you. Once you start thinking before you go to sleep, trust me, it will be hard for you to get to the bed. Avoid social media when you go to bed. Avoid computer, avoid laptop. Don't watch anything, even TV. Get at least 2 hours being away from that. Trust me, it's how it works. If you're gonna start watching something, you will want to watch more until you look at your time. Even your body will demand to do that every time before you go to sleep. Okay, let me start with the mental health. So get regular exercise, even like a walk. Take a walk, an hour walk. Go walk and then come back. That's it. You don't have to run. Just take a walk. And then even the few stretch, some exercise. There's some exercise where you just stretch yourself. Do that as well. You can like do it with 30 minutes. And practice gratitude. Always practice gratitude, guys. Make a sleep. Set a goals and priority. To have a good mental state, prioritize your day, scheduleize your day, and make sure that everything you want to do the day it's been done. Even though sometimes it's impossible, but make sure for the next day it doesn't demand you to do what you had to do yesterday. Yeah, schedule. Just make sure your schedule is on point, and if you need to also to postpone or cancel some meetings and all that, that's okay. Don't push yourself into a point of you won't even excel to your job, because they say work smart, not hard. Yeah, work smart, not hard. And then for self care, also it's the same, not same, but this one is say you must read a book, a magazine, get a quote, start a day with the quote or with the book, or end a day with the quotes. We're not the same. Some people prefer doing it late. I prefer doing it in the morning. And I know when I get to sleep, maybe it's just then there. So yeah. Actually, I think I do both. Yeah. Read a book or a magazine, get a quote, get a song, something that will take you out of that negative motive. Walk in nature, unplug from social media, as I said, before you go to sleep. Even in the morning, the social media mustn't be the first thing you think about. That is a waste of time. Some people, they paint to get away with everything they do. They paint something. I found a friend of mine just one day. She was painting like a small star, and I had no idea what is that about. And she was like, the thing I love about this is that I'm focusing on what I'm doing here, and I'm forgetting about anything that is demanding in this world. I was like, oh wow, that's so cool. So we have different things that, for me to escape the reality, sometimes I could get a song or a song that will give me, I can dance as well. Trust me, I dance. And also a song that will give me a realization. Or I get a song that helps me to relax. I dance just to, get enough sleep again. I sleep on weekends. Trust me, when you don't get, if I'm not busy on weekends, then means I'm slept. I'm like, You won't find me even in my phone. I make sure my phone stay away from me. I do every duty in the house, and then I go to bed, and to help myself to relax from the whole week that I've been busy. And meditate. I meditate on the Bible. It helps me to meditate. And yeah, and also drink water, guys. It's so important to drink water. Have a cup of tea, sit in the sunlight, take a shower or bath, and engage in some exercise. That is also so important.